Now, how many of us have an alarm clock? Everybody, right? How often do we use it? I barely use mine anymore. I always use my phone now, right? Now, why don't I use my alarm clock? It's because it's a pain. Who wants to know how to program an alarm clock? Yet another thing to have to deal with, right? I mean, it's something that I have to think about. So let's say sorry about that. Let's say I'm the little alarm clock manufacturer here. I make alarm clocks. That's my business. I've been doing it for 100 years. How am I going to take advantage of this anywhere concept to really make something that now is a transformative appliance in my day-to-day life? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enable connectivity. So I need to make this something that can be kind of operated on from afar. I mean, this isn't exactly a big computer alarm clock, right? It's a very small piece of electronics. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach this to the cloud. In this case, we're attaching it to the Axeda platform. And what we're going to do is we're going to publish a service from this alarm clock. The service is called Set Alarm. So now we have a capability from our product, the alarm clock, to have its alarm set from another environment. Now, me as the consumer of this alarm clock, now I want this thing to start behaving in a way that's intuitive to me. What we envision is that the manufacturer of that alarm clock is going to develop an application. That application is going to run on the Axeda platform, and it's going to provide the ability for that user, that consumer of that alarm clock, to define its behavior. What am I going to do? I'm going to get in my little iPhone application as the consumer. I'm going to log in so I see my alarm clock. And then I'm going to start associating things that the developer of that iPhone application, enabled us to associate so that we can have that alarm clock respond to the context of my day-to-day life. We're going to log in. We're going to check out the ferry schedule. So we're going to have to tell that alarm clock, hey, when the ferry is late, let me sleep late. We're going to turn around and we're going to interact with our calendar. My calendar is published on .mac. It's available. So we're going to have my alarm clock app reach out to the cloud, log into my calendar on .mac, and be able to see when my appointments are. And we're going to have the alarm clock interact with sources on the internet for traffic, sources on the internet for weather, but those things have to be context sensitive to me. Because what matters isn't what the traffic is like in LA. What matters is what the traffic is like on the road that I take to work. What matters is the weather where I'm at, maybe the weather where I'm going. All these types of things are going to be orchestrated not by some little crazy invisible agent in the sky. It's going to be orchestrated by me. I'm going to interact with that through an application that interacts with that asset as it publishes interfaces that allow its utility to be extended. That is a new vision of how a product works. That, my friends, becomes a new platform for developing solutions. Today, we have an example. You mind showing my little phone up there? That's an iPhone. Now, when they first introduced that, when Apple first introduced it, the world's coolest phone, right? What they did, though, was very clever. They opened up an SDK. Now, the next thing you know, there's actually 180,000 applications that have been developed for that phone. 180,000 different applications. That alarm clock becomes a platform for developing applications that extend its utility and its value. Every product we see everywhere starts to act and interact in the same ways. So we as manufacturers, we can take the first step. Just like iPhone, it has, 15 standard applications. We can enable standard applications in our solutions. But by making our products interactable from the cloud, now we allow emergent behavior to occur. Your customers will be able to take advantage of new sources of information that they couldn't do before. Interact with your products in new ways. Link them to other things in their value chain in ways that you don't anticipate. These are the types of evolutions that we're going to enable. All of it made possible through cloud computing. But anyway, we're very happy to talk about this, and obviously all the members of the Axeda team and partners, we're eager to talk about how we can participate in kind of changing the definitions of your products.